On behalf of Ashland and the steering committee for the Ashland 150th, I want to welcome you to the grand dedication of the Ashland train clock, which is appropriately taking place on train day. Please give yourselves a hand. My name is Sue Watson, and I've had the honor of working with a group of maybe 1,000 or 1,500 people who've been working on how Ashland was going to celebrate 150 years in the center of the universe. And many of you gathered here deserve lots and lots of praise and thanks from all of us. But we're here today particularly to dedicate this wonderful plaque, and we're actually started a little late, but that's all right. First thing I want to do is introduce the members of the town council who are here, who deserve our appreciation for their willingness to serve as leaders of our wonderful town. And I'll start with our mayor, who's also one of the honorary chairs of our 150, Faye Pritchard. And behind Faye is Terry Abreu. And I saw Ned Henson. He's taking pictures. Where's Ned Henson? And in front of Ned Henson in the red shirt is George Spagna. And I haven't seen Billy Martin, but is Billy here?
He was here earlier.
He's probably out looking after the town. I also want to introduce our town manager who has guided us through this year, and I swear it's Charles Hartgrove. There's Charles. We're used to seeing him on stage playing with the God-fearing snake handlers, but he does have a day job, and he does it quite well. And where's Josh Farrar? Where's Josh? He also has shepherded through this project and many others. We're very lucky to have Rick Grand, who works for the town and contributes more outside of the town than you can ever imagine. And Rick is here recording this for history and for the time capsule for making a video of all of this. So make sure you wave to Rick at some point. And before I thank the two leaders of this committee, I should mention Dwayne Berger, who somebody asked me whose picture this is. Dwayne did this in his usual creative, artistic style, and he's also been largely responsible for a lot of the things that are going on today. So we appreciate, where's Dwayne? There he is. Been working very hard. As with everything that's had to do with this birthday celebration, people have said yes. Very few people have said no when we said, well, wouldn't you like to do a little work on a yearbook that's become a huge task? Or wouldn't you like to help put on the exhibition hall for the 150? And it's gone on and on and on. Very few people have said no, and we're here to celebrate and thank a lot of you who are in our midst for your contribution for the clock and for everything that you have done for this. But two people deserve our particular thanks today because they did not say no, and they'll probably never forgive me for encouraging them to take part in this opportunity. At least their families may not ever forgive me. But two people who deserve our appreciation for their leadership in making all this happen, and they're going to talk about their wonderful committee, but are Jim Cox and Garrett Owen, both of whom, Garrett and Jim grew up in Ashland, went to school in Ashland, have continued to live in Ashland like many of you, and contribute significantly to all the goings on in this town. It's truly, in the words of Dick Gillis, a great day to be in the center of the universe, although I can't do it like he did it. But were he here, he would say it is a great day, and the rain has stopped, and it's part of train day, and it's appropriate that the gift from the town have to do with the train, because we are a railroad town and a college town. And what more could we ever ask for but those two designations? At this time, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Garrett Owen.
It was quite a shock when Sue told me that I had volunteered to be the head of this committee. And after and we've all been in that position, I know, and will be again. But after some initial apprehension, Jim and I both enthusiastically got behind the idea of the clock. And in fact, I think I drove my family a little crazy over the last year saying, oh, look at that clock. Oh, there's a clock. And it really is amazing how many clocks there are in the world. But I'm glad to have one here now. Our enthusiasm for this project was also helped by the fact that the people on the committee were also very enthusiastic about it. And it really did, it was a great camaraderie and got to know some people, and we had a great time with these people. And I just wanted to recognize and list the members of the committee. And as I read your name, if you're here, please raise your hand. If you're not here, don't worry about it. But I do want to recognize the members of the committee. So in no particular order, Lee Chambers, Nelson Lovey, Ben Waldenmeyer, Phil Carter, of course Dwayne Berger, Jim Donlin, George Gray, Frank Hargrove Jr., Vern Inge, Robin Temple, Chip Mitchell, Buddy Kelly, Susan Leachman, Sheila Tompkins, and Nelson Flippo. As I say, we had a great time. Rob Stiles said about the Team 150 group that put on the birthday party that it wasn't the case of one or two people doing everything. This was a case of a lot of people doing a lot of things and really working for a common goal and being enthusiastic about it. But there was one more member of the committee that was really the engine for our group, I think, and really kept us on track and moving forward. And I know this to be the case because when he went on vacation in August, it was like we had moved to France. Nothing got done on this project for that entire month. But he was very organized and kept us moving forward. And that was my co-chair, Jim Cox. And I'm going to turn that over to him.
I am so glad that nobody has mentioned tick and tock. You all know that? Anyway, we won't go into that. Thank you, Gail. Thank you very much. And thank you all so much for coming out to this grand dedication today. The first person I want to thank is Gail Owen. Thank you. He has been a rock of Gibraltar. He's remained calm, cool, and collected throughout this whole project. And I also want to thank his wife, Carol, and my wife, Cecil, who for bearing with us through all that. Gad was he was instrumental in every aspect of this clock, and believe me when I say it would not be had he not been involved. And again, to repeat what Gad said, I want to thank the entire committee that we served on. It was called the Railroad Activities Committee, is what the name of it was. And we could not have had a better group of people. And within that group, I want to especially thank, you always have to do this. There's some special people I want to thank. Buddy Kelly, I want to thank especially. Sheila Tompkins, Vern Inge, Josh Farrar, who was in constant contact with to make sure money's still coming in, and Dwayne Berger. Dwayne is, as you just heard, planned every aspect of this dedication ceremony. And also the town of Ashland, Mike Davis and his crew could not have done a better job. Okay, so how did this whole thing happen? Gad and I thought it would be very appropriate to have Sue Watson kick this little ceremony off, and here's why. Back in January, talk was starting about forming a steering committee to plan for Ashland's 150th birthday. It was back then that Sue advised us that we were co-chairman of a thing called the Railroad Activities Committee. She said our job was to raise money for a town clock. And please note, I did not say asked, she advised us. And looking back on my calendar the other day, I found a note penciled in on Thursday, January the 8th of this year that said, Ashland, Team 150, 7 p.m. That's a meeting. That's how long ago this thing's been going on. And that may have been the night we were advised, I'm not sure. And I mention this because at that time, neither Gad nor I had absolutely any idea about how to do this. What kind of clock? Where would it be located? How much would it cost? And of course, the question that made our knees knock all the time was, how would we raise the money? Well, we formed our little committee, and we should have realized at that time that it was a barometer of the way the whole project was going to go, because nobody refused to be on it. Well, with a couple of exceptions. Then we formed a little finance committee out of that group, Gad, me, Vern Inge, and Robin Temple. And the first decision we made was not to ask any businesses for contributions. We wanted it to be from individuals from the town and friends of the town. Then, with the guidance of Sheila Tompkins, the committee was able to pick out a clock, and then each of the members of our committee submitted names of potential donors that they knew, personal people, people they knew. With the help of Naomi Pace and Chip Tompkins, we had a little packet put together to mail out and hand out. And then our committee members contacted the people whose names they had put forth. And we were on our way. And once we got going and word spread, and this is the truth, we even had people call and ask us how to contribute. And by the way, contributions range from $5 to $1,000 plus. It's just been fantastic. Now, I'd like to tell you about this platform here, base, if you will, that the clock is on. It was designed by Ashland architect Keith Hunter. It was built by Boshin Masonry. Kenny Boshin was here supervising all that, and his dad was involved, Leroy. It was wired by Howard Carter of Howard's Electric. And the initial, I'm going to call this the initial landscaping, was done just yesterday. Boy, we really cut things close, don't we? Just done yesterday by Charlie Blair from Ashwood Garden and Nursery. A big thank you to all those guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, we are eventually going to have a plaque here with the names of all the people who have contributed to this effort. And by the way, if there's anybody here who wishes to still help, or if you know people who would like to help, we are accepting contributions still through the end of this month. We're going to cut it off on December 1st. The clock is paid for. We've still got landscaping to do. We have a maintenance contract to pay for, and we got a plaque that we've got to deal with. And so we're still open for contributions. I want to thank each and every one of you who gave money or time towards this clock, and I especially want to thank individuals in a leadership position at Randolph-Macon College, led by Bob Lindgren, for their support. Would you all mind doing this? Those of you who are here who gave money toward this clock, would you mind raising your hands and be recognized? Look at that, it's great. Thank you so much. Thank you. And please, on the program, look at the companies who helped make this possible. I'm not going to read them, but they're listed under the heading of gifts in kind. I do need to mention Rick Grand, Rick, as you know, is already he's taping this. I'm looking right at him, and his name was not on here, and I apologize for that. Thank you, Rick. I never thought I would say this. I'm almost through. I never thought I would say this. Well, thank you. Where's Sue? Thank you, Sue. If you had not advised us back in January, we would have missed being involved in something really cool. In a nutshell, the people listed on this program made it happen. All we did was give them the opportunity. Now I'd like to turn things back over to Gad, who has some really special things to tell you.
As Jim said, when we started this project, we didn't want to, we viewed this as a gift from the people of the town. And initially we thought it would be to the town, but I think the better thing is that this is actually a gift from the people of the town to the people of the town. And so, and it's something that I think we're going to enjoy, well, we're going to enjoy for the rest of our lives and our children's lives, and it'll be here for a very long time. By the way, the Verdun Clock Company is older than Ashland, so I think they've been around a while, and so I feel confident that this clock will too. But we have asked some people to accept the clock for the town, and they're representative of the town, and so I'm just going to say a few words about some of our distinguished guests here. Sarah Wright, she's wonderful part of the town. She's our town historian, if you will. If you want to know what's going on, you go, or what went on in the past, go ask Sarah and she'll tell you. She can even tell you what's going on now. So just a wonderful person, longtime member of the Ashland Christian Church and the Ashland Women's Club, and so glad she's here today. Melvin Hall has been involved in the town for years. In fact, was my principal at Henry Clay, as well as principal for hundreds of other Ashland kids. He's been a successful businessman after getting out of education. He's also served on Ashland Town Council twice, 2 different times, and so we're happy to have him here as well. They are the been here's, if you will. Then Casey and Patrick Warren, they're kind of the stay here's. They're local kids that went to school here, got married, they bought a house, they staying here. Of course, Casey is Patrick, part of the Cross Brother family, one of our favorite and oldest local businesses. Patrick is our first Hanover idol and involved in helping kids and is working to be a special ed teacher. And then we have our come here's. And Christiana, Max, Josie, and Elena Rederer, they were friends of Jen Chambers, and they chose to move their family from Maryland to our town to raise their family and to live here, and have been here about 1.5 years, I believe, and have been immediately involved in the town. Christiana designed the Ashland 150 posters. Max and his girls have been involved in the Y Indian Princess program in town, and now a splinter group, and so they've become a big part of the town, and we welcome them. And all these people are what make Ashland special, and these type of people, and we're just happy to have them here to accept the clock on behalf of the town. So if y'all can come up and we'll cut the ribbon. Actually, on this side. Yeah, sure. Let's bring Sarah up. Wayne will organize all this. Yep, we'll bring you right How these really work? Yeah, that's all right. Everybody good? Everybody see it? I want to see everybody, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you all for coming out today. Homemades by Suzanne has made some train cookies, and Henry Clay Inn has some coffee and lemonade for everybody to enjoy in the drawing room of the Henry Clay Inn. So please feel free to come over there and have a cookie. And thank you all for coming out.
Very nice.